Hello, Hollywood! Welcome to this morning's Walk of Fame ceremony. A special shout out to our fans who are watching our live video stream, courtesy of our media partner, Variety. I'm LaRon Gubler, President and CEO of the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce, which is presenting this program. Today, we are dedicating the 2,633rd star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame to one of America's funniest comedians, Tracy Morgan. Let me tell you a little about Tracy, and you can cheer for whatever you like. A native of the Bronx, he got his start doing comedy on the streets. He got his big break in 1994 when he made his screen debut on the hit television comedy show Martin. He went on to join Saturday Night Live in 1996, where he appeared for 7 seasons. After leaving SNL, Tracy went on to star in his own comedy series, The Tracy Morgan Show. And he voiced Spoony Love on Comedy Central's Crank Yankers. He starred for 7 seasons on NBC's Emmy and Golden Globe award-winning 30 Rock. In 2016, Tracy headlined a nationwide stand-up tour titled Picking Up the Pieces. You can cheer for that. And last year, his stand-up special, Staying Alive, was released globally on Netflix. Now, Tracy is currently seen in the TBS show The Last OG, which he is starring in and of which he is also the executive producer, and the show just began airing last week. For his work on 30 Rock, Tracy received an Emmy nomination in the Supporting Actor category. He was also nominated multiple years for the Supporting Actor NAACP Image Award. Tracy also received an Emmy nomination for Outstanding Guest Actor in a Comedy Series in 2016 for hosting an episode of Saturday Night Live. In 2014, Tracy released a stand-up special for Comedy Central titled Tracy Morgan Bonafide, which brought Comedy Central one of its largest viewerships for a stand-up special that year. Another milestone for Tracy was the release in 2009 of his first book, a compilation of studied anecdotes and some of the more serious moments that shaped him and his career, entitled I Am the New Black. He made his animation debut, lending his voice for Jerry Bruckheimer's G-Force, which opened #1 in U.S. box offices and was celebrated by audiences worldwide. In 2013, he starred as the bulldog Luis in the film Rio, and again in 2014 when he reprised his role in Rio 2. Tracy's voice can also be heard in the Oscar-nominated film Box Trolls as one of the film's antagonists, Mr. Gristle. Additional film credits include, and cheer for your favorites, they include Cop Out, the remake of the British film Death at a Funeral, First Sunday, The Longest Yard, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, Head of State, Son of No One, Why Stop Now, and Fist Fight. Tracy has been involved in several charities, such as Rebuilding Together Veterans Housing, for which he headlined a charity comedy event. And now, please help me welcome to the stage our honoree, Tracy Morgan. Now, before you get to hear Trace, we have a couple of special guests who've asked to say a few words about their friend. Our first speaker today is an Oscar and Emmy winner who wrote, produced, and directed the critically acclaimed blockbuster Get Out, which was recognized with 4 Academy Award nominations. He was the co-star and co-creator of Key and Peele on Comedy Central. Along with many other projects, he is the executive producer of the Tracy Morgan series, The Last OG. Please welcome the talented Jordan Peele.
Go and say so. I've never met a white man named Laurent before. That was amazing. We are here on a momentous occasion. We are making it official. This man right here is a legend. He's going down in history, and he is officially a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame here, which is something I know means a lot to him, and it means a lot to me. I met this man 2 years ago, I think, 2 years ago, and it was an instant familial bond. We met at the Four Seasons. He called for me. You don't call for Tracy, Trey calls for you. And I showed up, and he said some very nice things. First thing he said, he was like, Jordan, you know, your work helped me through a very difficult time, and for that I'll be forever grateful. Anything you ever need from me, and I'll be there for you. And right there, I knew right then I had a brother. And it was very surreal for me because I remember seeing him when I was 12 years old on Def Comedy Jam, his first appearance in Def Comedy Jam. And he opened my mind. He blew my world up. This man comes on stage and he is an undeniable force of nature, okay? This is somebody who had a presence, who had a natural charisma, who had an energy that was contagious, and you knew right there you were looking at a natural star, a born talent. Now, after 25 years later, meeting him in the Four Seasons, I sat down with him for the first time, and I was terribly honored. And at that point, I realized there's so much more to this man's amazing career than just being a natural talent. This man is a grinder, one of the hardest working men in show business. This man is a collaborator. He knows when to give the people he's working with the opportunity to shine, and he knows when it's go time. He knows when to take the reins and do it himself. This man is a sage. He is a wise, wise man. He's been through so many things, and he's come out with an outlook on life that is absolutely beautiful, okay? Now, he'll take you all over the map in a conversation with him. You'll be laughing 1 second. You'll be crying the next second. He'll have you thinking 1 second, and then he'll say something so stupid it's just funny the next second. At one point in this breakfast that we had, he looks over at the other end of the Four Seasons. He goes, you know who that is, Jordan? You know who that is? It's like, no, who is it? He says, that's Larry Flint. He goes, you want to meet Larry Flint? I'm like, no. He's like, let's go. So we walk over to Larry Flint's table. He goes, Mr. Flint, I just want to say your work helped me through a very hard time. If there's anything you need from me, I'll be there for you. Mr. Flint looks up at Tracy, and with all the love in his heart, he just looks at Tracy, he goes, So that was my introduction to Tracy. I'll tell one more story about Tracy, which just shows how somebody with the type of talent, with the type of life strategy as Tracy, takes tragedy and he turns it into comedy. He takes his troubles and he turns it into gifts for us so we can laugh and we can take positivity into our lives and move forward, okay? I was on the phone with him and he was eating something. I don't know what I didn't know what he was eating, and all of a sudden he starts coughing. He goes, he coughs for about 10 minutes, it feels like. I'm like, Tracy, are you okay? We're talking about The Last OG. You know, we're ironing out some of these lines, some of these storylines. After he's done coughing, I hear silence for about 5 seconds. I go, are you okay, Tracy? He goes, Tracy Morgan, survived trucks accident, gets killed by Ding Dong. Tracy Morgan, I can't thank you enough on behalf of myself, on behalf of the world, who you have been a loyal servant in giving us joy with everything you do. I'm honored to be here by your side. I'm honored to be part of this momentous occasion. And man, no one deserves this more than you. Thank you.
Thank you, Jordan. Well, our next speaker started in stand-up comedy at the legendary The Improv, where he honed his talents until he was to host the groundbreaking Def Comedy Jam on HBO. He became a household name after his hugely popular self-titled TV show, Martin, became a hit. He would later go on to star in comedy blockbusters like Bad Boys 1 and 2, A Thin Line Between Love and Hate, which he also directed, and Big Mama's House 1, 2, and 3. Please welcome Martin Lawrence.
Thank you so much. I'm honored. I'm very honored to be here. And Tracy, man, what a milestone, man. You deserve it, brother. I first met Tracy, I could say back in '94 on Def Jam. And he was hilarious right out the gate. You know, just we were standing backstage one day and all of a sudden we just talking and Tracy just out of the blue pulls up his shirt and starts patting on his stomach. What's up, Chief? What's up, Chief? And we just all start laughing just for no reason. He just pulls out his belly, you know? So that's Tracy, right? Just for no reason. So I keep him in mind. So we start doing the show Def Jam, and Tracy goes on and goes out there. He has on a beanie hat with a propeller, and he does the Michael Jackson moon walk and kills it on Def Jam. Just kills it, if y'all remember, right? And I said, I got to keep this guy in mind. This is a funny, funny brother. So the Martin show comes along. We come up with this character called Hustle Man. And who better to play Hustle Man than Tracy Morgan? Comes out to Hollywood and just kills the role of Hustle Man. And what can I say? Tracy is just a genuine talent that's just very, very funny, hilarious, and you just love to watch him make you laugh all the time. And I'm just honored, Tracy, man, to be here to celebrate this day with you, man. You're making your mark in Hollywood, and nobody deserves it more than you. So God bless you, and much love, Tracy.
She's the first one to bring me out here.
Thank you, Martin. So Tracy, the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce administers the Walk of Fame on behalf of the city of Los Angeles. This is really their sidewalk. And so I have to tell you, they passed a beautiful resolution, the city council did, in your honor. You'll see here it says Tracy Morgan, and all of the things that I highlighted and more are mentioned here. It's signed by the councilman, the president of the city council, the mayor, and even the city clerk. So on behalf of the city, it's my privilege to present this reso to you. So let's stand right here. Tracy. All right. We'll leave this. Take this down for you so you can have it later. So it's time for you to speak finally, but let me just say, by way of final introduction, we hereby declare this Tracy Morgan Day in Hollywood. It's your day.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. And most of all, I'd like to thank these two dudes that refuse to get up and move the fuck over. They see what's going on here. You gonna take my shine over a grilled cheese and tomato? Oh, come on, man. Give me a break. Come on. They refuse to leave. See Martin, Jordan Peele, I'm not going nowhere. Martin Lawrence, you were my first inspiration. I'll never forget that day. I tell you all the time, I seen you rocking, and you gave me a shot on a television show. Thank you for letting me rock with you. It was some of the most funnest times I ever had in Hollywood. You was the first person to bring me out here to LA. Thank you. Thank you so much. You know how I feel about you, kid. You my OG. Jordan, you are my latest. You're my latest, and you know what you feel of me. I got two of my OGs sitting right there. When I came out that hospital and I was in my wheelchair, my wife vouched for me. My son right there turned me on the Key and Peele. And your laughter that you gave to me helped me speed up my healing process. I had to be, I asked Steve Smook, my agent right there, I said, I want to know that man, I want to be a part of that magic. The last time I felt like that, you sit next to the man right there. Thank God. I love you for helping my vision of The Last OG come to fruition. Thank you. Thank you, Saladin, and thank you, Alan. You're my brother. You're my comrades in comedy. When I was a poor kid growing up in the projects in Brooklyn, I never dreamed to have a star on the Walk of Fame. But now I'm here. I have to tell you, I feel pretty comfortable. And no, I'll tell you why. Because the smell of weed and stale urine is just like being in the projects, man. Just like being weed and you stale urine. And I'll tell you what really make me feel at home if somebody spray painted graffiti on my star. I'd like to thank the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce for placing my star right in front of the W Hotel in Hollywood. For some reason, I thought it might have been down at Crenshaw, or Watts, or Compton. Y'all know I don't go up around there no more. I thought they was going to put it in the jungle somewhere. I'm honored to be here, and there's a few people I'd like to thank. I want to start with my family. My family. The first on the list is my mom and my dad. You know, he was the funniest man I ever thanked, I ever met. And thank God he got my mother pregnant, which resulted in me being born. Two very important skills. And I'd like to thank my mother for giving me her selfishness and refusing to take no for an answer. Refusing, my mother gave me that. That's why I fought to come out that coma. I refused. She was only 10 months old and I got to be here. Like Chris Rock said, it's my job to keep her off the pole. I don't want her getting no lap dance from Alan Maldonado. Grimy old dude, come on the lap one more time. Got them hernia balls. I want to thank my older brother Jim, who taught me to use my brains and sense of humor. When you're a young kid, the older kids in the schoolyards could be mean. You go get your big brother, turn into the Incredible Hulk. But I couldn't do that because my brother was disabled. He had cerebral palsy. He would come to the fight, cripple and stuff, Let's just wait for this dude to go by. Why all this gotta happen to me on my day? But, he would come crippled to the show, to the fight, and he would get there, the fight was over. He said, what happened? I said, the fight is over. Where were you? He said, I was coming, but that's neither here nor there. So, he taught me to use my sense of humor instead of my fists and a gun. I want to thank my first wife, Sabina, who told me to pull a trigger. I know you funny, you got my panties. And then next thing you know, I was on Martin, doing Def Jam with Martin 4 months later. So thank God for her. I also want to thank my 3 sons, Malcolm, Gertrude, and Tracy Jr. I mean, it's not easy being Tracy Morgan's son, and I know it ain't, son. And I want to thank my beautiful, beautiful wife, Megan. We've been together 8 years, and she always been there. She was the first person I saw when I came out that coma. And she was right there. She told them doctors, no. You're not putting no hole in my husband's neck, no. And what's so funny is that 2 months before the accident, I did my will. And I made her my health proxy. But she ain't know she was my health proxy till the accident happened. So that lets you know how much I trust you with my life. This ain't show business, this is my life. And you did the good job, baby. Thank you, because I'm here. I want to thank my daughter, Maven. That's my baby right there. That's my world. She the reason why I fight so hard. Her and her brothers. That's my baby. You love Dada? All right. I want to thank Lauren Michaels. They gave me a shot of SNL. And here's why I thank Lauren, man. Most white producers like the idea of working with a crazy black dude. Once they actually get around a crazy black dude, they quit. They can't handle it. Then they fire the crazy black dude, but not Lauren. They said every Jewish man is supposed to love one nigga in his life. I'm glad he chose me. He's an OG. Ben Kenobi, goddamn. I like to thank Tina Fey, whom I worked with on SNL, 30 Rock, my character Tracy Jordan, by taking my crazy, sometimes tragic life and then distilling it into funny and coherent stories that made people laugh, and it got me nominated for an Emmy. I owe you a lot, Tina. And without Tina, I wouldn't know what it felt like to have strange people on the streets go, yo, what up, Tracy Jordan, yo, what up? I wouldn't know. And that's it. And I also want to thank Alec Baldwin, because another one of my co-stars on 30 Rock, I learned so much from Alec. Like before I met Alec, I thought only black people was crazy. Now I realize crazy don't have a color. That makes me feel a part of something bigger than life. I also want to thank TBS for putting The Last OG on the air. Kevin, I love you. Mark Landsman, I love you. Matt Frost, I love you. Louis K., I love you. Brett, I love you. Kevin Klein, I love you. David, I love you, from Turner. And everybody else involved. We are partners on this journey. And I'm appreciative of the faith that y'all have in me. And you know how I feel about you, Brett. You know how I feel about you, Steve. Steve Smoke. Ken Richmond. All the people involved in my life and in my career. Thank you very much. I love you. Finally, I don't need no fucking paper for this. Finally, I want to thank the fans. Because without y'all, I wouldn't have a fucking career. I love you so much. Thank you for sticking with me and forever. Me and my family are forever, ever. For Martin, Jordan, we are in your debt. We love you and thank you so much.
Let's unveil that star. And I'll give you this so it won't appear on eBay tomorrow. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
What's up, guys?
Ladies and gentlemen, we proudly welcome to the Walk of Fame, Tracy Morgan. All right. Look at that.
Right here in the middle, guys. That's it.
To your left, please, over here. Back in the center. A little to your right. Right.
Thank you.
Okay, guys.
All right.
So, gentlemen, stand up.
Literally.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Love this.
This way.
Straight ahead, gentlemen.
Thank you, Anna.
Perfect.
Hey, down low, guys. That's it.
And straight ahead.
All the way to your left, please.
Right, gentlemen. Down low. Anna. Okay, guys. There we go.
I'm gonna hear you back. Now, Tracy by yourself. So if you want to sit down, you can stand.
Touch it, Tracy. Touch it.
Gotta kiss it again, Tracy.
Stand on it first.
Tracy to your left.
Bottom center. Yes, bottom center, Tracy. Yes, Tracy. Tracy, kiss it.
Yes, please.
Right down low, guys. That's it.
Center bottom, guys.
And all the way to your left. And down here by the trees.
Holla at me. Holla at me. You know now. You know that. You know we love you.
Right here down low, guys. Real quick return here, guys. Thank you.
Aww. Right here, princess. Down, bottom center, guys. And bottom right, guys. Down here.
Megan over here.
Let's do it.
Come to the bottom center, guys. Bottom right, please.
One more time.
Tracy to your left.
Guys, look straight ahead. Stop talking.
Yes, please.
Right here, Tracy.
Gorgeous, you two.
Mark, get in the front. Get the center. Mark, get in the front.
Yeah, I know. It's going to block.
Don't worry about it.
What's just the light halo?
Take my
I like it without.
Where my righties at?
It's a leak. It's a leak.
I know. You have to tag all of us in this. Right. Everybody speak together. Let's do it.
Gotta wait for him to.
Open up a little bit, guys. You're a little too bunched up.
Open up a little bit.
Sucks, y'all.
That's it right there.
Yes, y'all. Last OG in the house.
Alright, cell phone, please move. Thank you.
Last OG in the house.
Last OG, baby. Guys, Tracy.
Everybody trying to get the jackets. Come on, baby. Come on. You hold the flag. One more. Wait. Still working.
Hold the flag. These people to cheer. That's it.
Background.
By the tree.
Top of the world, Big Ben. Hey, Big Ben.
And straight ahead on three of you, baby. Hi, Tracy.
Tracy, you should keep it shout out.
You're gonna be by yourself. You're by yourself.
Tracy.
Nice.
Tracy,
Hey, Tracy. Hey, you're on the bottom, Tracy.
Tracy, to your left. Over to your left. Thank you.
You coming?
That big old smile right here. Yeah.
Tracy, look up.
I love it. All right, guys.
Good.
Thanks, Tracy.
Thank you, Tracy. Thank you, Anna.
Thank you so much. Great.